Update. My 25F parents discourage me from moving out and make me feel guilty. Original post. I got some very helpful advice on my initial post, so I just wanted to give an update with how much things have changed in the past month. Learning what parentification meant was very eye-opening and gave me the push to move past my guilt. I am officially moving out. I didn't tell my family anything beforehand and applied for an apartment about 30 minutes away. I can't describe the relief I felt when I got approved. It is my last night in this house. First, I made sure that I had all of my important documents. I also removed my parents from any accounts I had and changed all of my passwords. Then I put any valuables that they might try to take from me at a friend's place, computer, consoles, etc. As expected, when I told them that I was moving out, they were furious. They told me that I was being stupid and selfish, and accused me of being sneaky and stealing from them. My mom actually went through my room and took back anything she gave me, and then my dad told me not to take any of the furniture that he bought me or he'd call the cops. I will admit that their words got to me and I briefly considered trying to break my new lease. I really wish I didn't cry over it, but it really sucks not having their support. My siblings couldn't care less. My brother is only annoyed that he'll have to do chores and my sister is just happy that she won't have me checking on her. My parents also told me that they aren't going to help me move anything out and won't be giving me any handouts, either, but I never expected that from them anyway. I've got pretty much the bare minimum of what I need, so I will be fine without their help. While I'm sad that I don't have anyone that's proud or excited for me, I'm just going to have to accept it and live my life now. I've also started looking for a therapist so that I can learn how to accept and let go of a lot of self-doubt and resentment. I just wanted to thank everyone who responded to my last post. First of all, I'm glad you're moving out and I wish you the best. I'm also dumbfounded reading your original post because I'm in almost the exact same situation, down to the disabled sibling, unruly dogs that I never wanted, parents never home. The comments on that post are really eye-opening for me too. I think this gave me the kick in the pants I need to move out myself. I hope everything works out for you. Darling girl, the entire internet is proud of you, inspired by your braveness, and excited for your new apartment. You will find it an easy transition, and now you only have one person to look after instead of 5 people and a pack of dogs. Well done. Do not give them your address or that mess will follow you, or the guilt trip of "you're so close, just help us." Be careful. Your parents still think they have access to your money. Close your accounts and move them to other banks, CUs where they don't have accounts. They know what the answers to your security questions will be to get access to your money and know your SSN hash. Play it safe. So happy for you. For furniture, check out Facebook Marketplace, Upcycle and any local groups. I'm sorry your parents showed how petty they were by taking things away. I hope you enjoy your new apartment. Also, it is fine not to answer their calls for a bit. They will try to get you to go back home to do this or that. You need to learn to say, "Sorry, I'm too busy at my own home." You'll do great without them holding you back. Anytime you need to talk or get advice or share good and bad days, we are here for you. Congrats. My dad told me not to take any of the furniture that he bought me or he'd call the cops. So, assuming you're in the US, it doesn't work that way. If he gave it to you, it's yours. If he bought it to put in your room and referred to it as your less than bed, chair, desk, etc., then it's yours. Your parents don't have a right to things that are yours. Of course, things can be complicated, but still. My mom actually went through my room and took back anything she gave me. Yup, can't do that. You can't unilaterally decide something that used to be yours is yours now. If this is something you want to deal with, I somehow suspect your parents won't be able to stop you and a friend from taking your things when they aren't there. I know we're all internet strangers here, but I am very proud of you. It's so great to read that you're improving your life, and just think that maybe one day someone else in your same position might see your posts and feel inspired to improve themselves the same way you did. I got an ancestry test. If this is the wrong subreddit, I apologize. This is long because my thoughts are all over the place. Sorry. I, 27F, am Indian. My entire family is. I live in India. I do not know a single person in my entire extended family who's not Indian. Also, I'm from a southern state that's stereotypically known for really dark-skinned people. Most South Indians don't really have anything exciting going on in their ancestry. South India has been a relatively stable region for a long time, unlike the northern parts, so it's very unlikely for people to have a significant amount of genes from other parts of the world. Or at least, that's what I thought. The company my brother, 34M, and I work for recently added a benefit for all employees globally where they'd sponsor one ancestry test, like Ancestry.com or 23andMe. While I didn't really think it'd be that exciting for me, I was still swayed by a bunch of YouTube videos I saw and decided to sign up for one. Convinced my brother too. So, I provided all the samples and just forgot about it because I fully expected it to say, "You're 100% Indian." 2 months later, we get the results. For most of my colleagues, and my brother, it was pretty much what they expected, 99% South Asian, trace results of African regions. I opened mine and I was shocked to see that my report said that I was more than 50% Scandinavian. Here's the thing. I am a fairly light-skinned person. However, Indians are not all dark. We come in a variety of skin tones. I know people who are Indian and have equally light skin. My mother is also light-skinned. So I never really thought, even remotely, that I could be partially white. However, growing up, a lot of my relatives often made comments about how my features are unusual and very foreign, strong jawline and cheekbones, slightly slanted and light-colored eyes, light brown hair. But then again, it's not uncommon for Indians to have such features. Also, a lot of Indians tend to have a weird obsession with white people, skin, so I dismissed these comments. My father is brown. My brother is beige? Darker than my mother, but lighter than my dad. He also looks a lot like my dad. I don't resemble anyone on my dad's side, but I look a bit like my maternal grandmother. I casually asked my grandparents if we had a direct relative who was not Indian, and they said no. Everyone's South Indian. I genuinely thought that the report was goofed up and didn't think about it for a few weeks. Fast forward to 5 hours back. I was visiting my grandparents and they were going through a photo album they recently found. One of the photos was of their neighbors. They were commenting about how my mom and uncle were really good friends with the neighbors' kids and spent a lot of time together. The neighbors were white, Swedish, and they had a son who was my mom's age. Strong jawline and cheekbones, light eyes. At this point, I have a strong suspicion that my dad isn't my biological dad. I have no idea how to address or confirm this. Or if I should even bring this up. My parents have been happily married for 37 years now and there have never been any suspicions of infidelity between them. I have never met the Swedish man, I didn't even know he existed until today. Should I simply forget about this and not ruin my parents' lives? What the fuck should I do? I haven't told anyone about the DNA test results. I told my brother that I still hadn't received mine. Speak with your mother privately. Talk to your mother privately first. It could have been an affair. It could have been rape. You won't know until you ask. It may also be worth it to get retested on the off chance the results were incorrect. Hey there, my 36F situation is different than yours. But a little over 3 years ago, I found out, courtesy of 23andMe, that my parents conceived me with a donor. I found another donor sibling. Well, half-sibling, of course, and everything. It created some major discord in my nuclear family. My experience with meeting my newly discovered paternal family, on the other hand, was amazing. Feel free to DM me heart. Edit. I've added my age and gender. Did the test just show heritage SND not genetic relatives? Is your brother list as a full sibling? I am just commenting for the inevitable. Today I fucked up by revealing my mom's infidelity. Update. Yikes. Do with this information whatever the hell you want to. I don't think anyone can give you genuine advice because most people have never been in a situation like this. I would be inclined to say confront your mom, but I also wouldn't know the implications of doing so. Hate to say it, but if you don't talk to your parents it's gonna bug you for the rest of your life. At least talk to your mom. If your dad isn't your dad and it sounds like that's the case, then she will downplay it though so she doesn't look like a bad guy. You gotta know. I found out my mom was seeing someone around the time of my dad when I was in my early 30s. She's gone now and I can't even ask her about it. Before you go blowing up your parents' marriage, contact the DNA company. They occasionally do make mistakes. I know this from personal experience. They mixed up the samples on one of my siblings. Her results came back with like 80% Ashkenazi Jewish ancestry, which is impossible. She redid the test and she is indeed my sister. I've written a poem to propose to my girlfriend. Can I have some feedback? So we are going on holiday. My plan is to put this message in a bottle, plant the bottle on our walk, and then when she reads it I'll go down on one knee. I need some feedback on the poem because I'm not really good at this sort of thing. I find it hard to put into words. How much you mean to me, through ups and downs, good times and bad. I know we are meant to be. The times we've shared, I'll cherish forever, and the future we'll have, is better together. This message you hold, has found my love, with whom I grow old. You're the one I think of. So take this poem, as I get on one knee, and answer my question, will you marry me? Not entirely sure what kind of feedback I can give, but reading the poem made me feel all warm and fuzzy for you too, so I guess you did great. It's very lovely, Op. Only thing I would suggest changing is this line. With whom I grow old. You're the one I think of. I think it sounds more natural as. With whom to grow old. You're the one I think of. It's just personal preference though, so feel free to ignore me. I think it's a very loving, thoughtful proposal. No, no, no. All good poems start with. There once was a man from Nantucket. Sounds good. May your proposal go smoothly. It sounds like it's written from your heart, just as it should be. Good luck, but I don't think you'll need it. Give her the message in a bottle at first, but you should read it to her instead of letting her read it. Often poems are difficult to cold read with the correct tempo. For example, love, and, of, aren't exact rhymes to me, but perhaps how you read it is. I like the poem a lot. But you wanted feedback, so here's my 2 cents. Be prepared that she'll see the note, not read it, and turn back to look at you out of excitement. So be ready to be on your knee with that. I also think you saying, will you marry me, instead of her reading those lines would be cute. Like you finishing the last line of the poem. And that way if she doesn't read it all, or can't read it all, I know when I'm too excited my brain refuses to read. She'll still get that message from you. Just don't propose in front of other people. At dinner at your table is fine. But if there is a group of people and you feel the need to make it a spectacle, please don't. As a woman, it feels like an ultimatum and puts her on the spot to say yes. And, even if she does say yes, this is such a monumental decision and it is private just between the two of you. I like the idea of a message in a bottle, it is sweet. But I do agree with some of the other posters above. Have some things in there that only the two of you know. Make it more personal and she will love it. My GF, 22, got stripped at a strip club, should I be upset? I've been with my girlfriend a year and some change, and so far she really is someone I've grown to love. I would say that I'm pretty tough-skinned when it comes to most things, as well as her. I'm not really the sensitive type, even though I have no problem saying when I feel a kind of way. Long story short, my girlfriend went on trip to Jamaica, and things got a little wild. The people that she was with took her to a strip club because she's never been, which I could care less, and I actually find it cool and we talk about going with each other. But then she gave me the details on what exactly happened and I wanted a women's perspective on the situation. Basically, she was having a good time when the strippers told her to come on stage and dance with them. That then tuned into her having her own little time on stage, as she said. Meaning I assume she was probably doing some provocative dances on stage, but no biggie. Yeah, I was surprised to hear that, but it wasn't really a big deal. But then she told me that eventually it led to the strippers laying her down and pulling her tits out on stage, then leading to taking her panties off in front of everybody. Then I was like, WTF. I didn't say anything at first because technically she wasn't stripping, she just got stripped, and I never really had a girl tell me that before. And plus, I do want her to enjoy herself. I don't want to make her feel bad about herself. But it just had me questioning what else she did in past I don't know about. When she was dancing on stage, exactly how crazy did it get? Is this something I should be mad at? Edit. I just wanted to clarify and give an update. It was strip club with female strippers. She was there with her friend and her husband. She was receiving a dance from a stripper while laying down and the female stripper unexpectedly started ripping stuff off as she was laying down and she just went with it. She didn't go up there to be stripped and wasn't dancing naked at any point. I wasn't aware of that while writing this and also didn't see the video while typing this. We had a convo about it. She showed me the video. I told her I wasn't comfortable with it. She apologized and explained it was unexpected and she felt comfortable telling me because she didn't think I'd have a problem because she knows normally I wouldn't care about a girl dancing on her. A lot of you guys say she's lying, which I can understand because that was my first thought. On top of that, she was out of the country. If she really was being sneaky emo, she wouldn't have told me at all. I respected her honesty. Thanks for all the feedback! I love how it was all someone else doing it. These are the kinds of girls that find fools who are willing to have relationships with them. Has she found hers? Op. There is nothing wrong with wanting your girlfriend to have fun, But there needs to be some hard boundaries in place when it comes to respecting your relationship. Swap places in your mind. If it was you on stage dancing with strippers and they tried to take your clothes off, would you stop them? Would your girlfriend be so understanding? If the answer to either of these things is no, then you need to re-evaluate the relationship. Are you not upset? If you're not upset, then good for you, but I think for most guys that would be the end. So strippers can actually be incredibly terrible like that and do things to people pretty forcefully without any consent. I've seen it happen, and a lot of the time people freeze and don't speak up or stop them because they're put on the spot, on stage, and it's happening fast. Don't want to make a scene by running off. They're awkwardly in shock. If you're thinking of getting upset with her, you should first try to talk to her about if she actually wanted any of this to happen, and basically ask if she's okay. She might be trying to make light of it or act like she was cool with it as her way of dealing with the feelings. It's possible that that's not the case, and maybe she loved being stripped in front of people, but in my experience that's not usually the case. Check in with her. That sounds like assault from this female Redditor. I'd be fucking furious. Other men were playing with girlfriend's tits. You should be much more angry about this. And you believed that? Tears of joy, open mouth smile. They take your panties off?